everyone, it's Killshot 99 Game. This is Play Dead Live, and this is Ship Strike, and we're in week number 6. We got some good battles for you tonight. And from the intro, you guys know what I'm going to ask because we have some really, really good matchups. Whose boat was that sinking tonight? Was that Jet's boat? Was that Ark? Was it Sly? Was it Vox? We got a doubleheader in store for you guys tonight. Starting out first, we got Jet versus Ark. One team is 2-3. That's right. The defending grand champion Jet team is 2-3, and they will be facing Ark. And let's take a quick look at the matchups and the standings. As we said, we got Ark at 3-2. We got Sly at 3-2. Vox 2-3. Jet 2-3. We could not really have a closer league at this point, and we've actually got the schedule posted for you guys for the next 3 months. You can see August 24th, the matchups. You can see September 28th, and in October. Can you believe we're more than halfway through with this year? It's unbelievable. So I'm excited for it. And I see that little gold ship over there. That's right. Team Jet hoping to get a little momentum back because I heard we've got a little surprise with Team Jet tonight. I have heard that the lineup has shifted and that we've got Lexicon back in action tonight with Team Jet. So it looks like we have Lexicon back in the mix just in time for an Ark matchup. So we should have a really, really good battle in store. That's right. That's right. See, everybody is super excited to get this back going. And tonight's second half matchup, you guys know we got Team Sly 3-2 at Team Vox. So Sly will be at Vox, and this match will officially kick off at 8:30. And these are timed events, so we go only 1 hour. If you have not sunk those ships, if you've not got to win in 1 hour, we call the game, and then we move on to the next game. So, you guys about ready to get this going? Who's excited to play some Ship Strike tonight? Give me triple nines in that and down below. And I want to remind you guys, tonight's event is brought to you by PlayDeadLive.com. Go check us out. Check us out. We do farm fight games. We do faction wars. We got a brand new Castle Strike coming out. At the end of this month, you'll get to see this. A couple nights ago, we had an amazing Friday night of our Kills event. Fishing tournaments. So we have found ways to take gaming to a whole new level. Now keep in mind, we got a list of items that are extra items that we've not seen in a while. People could play items like Snarky, Navy SEAL, scuba gear, sonar, a life raft. Might see torpedoes tonight. We'll probably see a lot of snowstorms. And we'll likely see a lot of them when Sly plays. You'll see sad grenades, bad grenades, Bunko grenades. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. Yeah, okay, yeah. Ocean pun fully intended. All right. Let's go ahead and announce tonight's captain. We're going to go over to the Ark Bay. Ark is the home team. And show you who's playing tonight. We've got the captain for Team Jet. That is Kel. That is the road team. Opposite Kel, we've got Valar, captain of the Ark team. Then we'll go back to Team Jet. We have Lexicon in the house. And then for Team Ark, the counterpart, we got Julia in the house. Then we got Kel playing Cyborg Hendricks. Kel will be doing some multiple duty because we've got some Jet players that'll be out tonight, but Kel's stepping up. Then we got Gemstone back for another ship strike in the number 3 spot. Then we got to have the Cardinal. Where's the Cardinal? Hopefully Cardinal's in the house. Cardinal will be followed by Julia playing Skylight. And then going last for Team Jet is MPC, played by Kel. And going last for Arc is going to be the Pope. And I've already seen the Pope in the house. All right. Are we ready to get down to business? Kel, you can go ahead and post your move, and I'll officially lock it in at 9. It is right now. We're live. Kel, let's get your move locked in. Remember, moves have to be quick. If not, we will skip you. We are live. We are live. Torpedo, B7, D4, G5. Villar, nothing you can do about it, by the way. So, it goes. So, torpedo is the only action you can get, and it cannot be prevented. B7, D4, G5. B7 is a miss. D4 is a miss. And G5 is also a miss. All right, Villar, you're up. Villar dropping a seal. Bunko, G2A5. I'll read it twice, and then I'll say en route. Once I say en route, it is en route. All right, Villar gets the seal locked in. Kel says wait. Either Kel play in defense or an early bluff tactic. We don't know. We've seen these before. Kel play in blue. Either way, she's going to give Villar something to think about. All right. First blue of the game played by the captain. All right, let's go over to Lexicon. Lexicon, your move. We got Lexicon playing a seal. Funko, B2, F3. Remember, Villar, you're the captain. I will read it twice and then say en route. If I say en route, it is en route. Dropping a seal, playing a Bunko, B2, F3. Villar says wait. All right, Villar playing blue. Each team has played a blue. All right, let's go over to Julia. Julia, you're up. Julia playing a seal. And a grizzly to G2. Kel says wait. Well, at this rate, we will have preventions out of the way early. I think there's got to be some gamesmanship going on with these two teams. All right, Kel is going to Judas. They're grizzly to B2, Villar. Playing a legendary. Villar says let it go. All right. Going over to B2, we got a miss. Let's go back to Team Jet. Kel, you're up with Henny. Henny dropping a seal. And going after the other number that Lexicon had thrown. So a snowstorm to F3. Snowstorm will leave this ice block in its wake. Starting there. Henny dropping a seal. Snowstorm to F3. I have read it twice. It is en route. And it is a miss. Villar, a little bluffing early on. Did y'all see that? Nice. Nice play there. All right, let's go to Gemstone. Had Kel looking at both of those targets. Villar is tricky. Tricky captain. All right, we got a seal. And a grizzly to G2. Kel says wait. Y'all are definitely making her play her hand or not. Kel playing a prevention. All right, we got preventions, blues. And legends out of the way. All right, let's go over to the Cardinal. Cardinal, you're up. I think Kel just wanted to get as far into the game as she could without having any X's on the board. Literally, there's 4 X's on one side. So Jet is exploring a good part of the map. And Jet is defending grand champion, so I will not question their tactics. Do we have the Cardinal? There we go. Cardinal playing a seal. Bunko, F5, F7. All right, dropping a seal. Bunko, F5, F7 is en route. F5 is a miss. F7 is also a miss. Getting pretty good picture of the map is Jet. All right, Julia playing Sky. Skylight dropping a seal. Playing a Snowstorm. Started H8 with both teams. And y'all did all that work. Kel had y'all leaning, doing all that work just to throw at G2 again. And G2 is a hit. And there was no seal. So G2 was a hit. All right, let's go back to Kel. Kel, MPC is up. Arc found something. Maybe it's a player with no seal. Well, player didn't die, so that should answer the question. Should tell you what it is. Had it been a non-sealed player, the player would have died. So that's obvious. So we got MPC going Torpedo. D6, F1, H2. Like the strategy, Kel, looking for big parts of the map. Can't do anything about the torpedo. D6 is a miss. Can't stop it, Villar. It's a torpedo. F1 is a miss. And H2 is also a miss. Kel, that's a lot of the map not to get a single target. But again, it's a lot of the map. And we know these games can shift really, really quickly. All right, Pope, you're up. So while Ark has some information on a boat, Jet has 10 tiles uncovered. Pope dropping a seal. Grizzly to G3. G3's en route. G3 is a miss. All right, let's go over to Cal. Round number 2, everybody. Round 2. Kel dropping a seal. This time going Bunko. Bunko, D2, A4. Kel playing a seal. Going Bunko. D2. A4. Bunko is en route, Villar. D2 is a miss. A4 is also a miss. I don't know, Kel. There's odds. All right, let's go over to Villar. Snowstorm to F2. Now, that was a smart play, and maybe we'll explain it one day. Put that there. F2. Is a hit. F2 is a hit. No boat has been sank as of yet. Villar getting on the board. All right, let's go over to Lexicon. Good to have Lexicon back in the game. Hopefully we'll see them in some future events as well, not just Ship Strike. Bunko, B5, E7. Bunko, B5, E7. Is en route. B5 is a miss. E7 is also a miss. Julia, you're up. Going to go Grizzly to E2. Is that the magic? It actually is. Julia sinking a battleship, Art getting on the board first. Now, they have not uncovered a lot, but they certainly uncovered the right one early. Ghost ship is down. Ghost ship has been sunk. Kel, you're up with Hendricks. Can Jet, with a limited board, get right back into it, though? History says yes. You absolutely can. Henny, Bunko, C3, G8. Villar quick on the draw there. C3, G8. Villar says wait. Villar playing a prevention. All right, let's go to Gemstone. Jim going Bunko, C7, A3. C7, A3 is en route. C7's a miss. A3 is also a miss. Cardinal, you're up. All right, Cardinal going snowstorm to C3. The first that he posted will be the target. Villar says wait. We get the snowstorm effect. Judas to F7. All right. And because the snowstorm is redirected, we did this last time, that snowstorm effect does, the Judas effect does go into effect for that snowstorm. And F7, though, is a miss. So each team getting an ice block out of that. Pretty cool. Skylight, you're up. Bunko, G7, E7. G7 hits and breaks that ice block. Well, actually, here's what happens. G7, E7. Because there's an ice block there, G7 breaks the ice block. E7 is a miss. Okay, G7 breaks the ice block. E7 is a miss. MPC, you're up. MPC dropping a seal. We skip the previous snowstorm so we don't spam the same areas. Both teams out of preventions, both teams out of everything. So a snowstorm to C3. C3 is a hit. And obviously, it did not break a seal, so do with that what you will. Pope, looks like Jet is right back in the game. Pope, you're up. Jet in the game, and Jet has a lot of the map uncovered. Pope going Grizzly to G7. Like we finally get a shoot at it. And G7 was a miss all along. All right, Kel, we're going to round 3. Feels like a little bit of a momentum shift. We got Kel back up and then Villar. Kel going Snowstorm to B3. Snowstorm puts a nice block out there. Snowstorm to B3. We might be on to something. Kel with another hit. All right, Villar, looks like Jet's got some big mo on their side. You need to get Arc back in the rhythm of things. Your turn. While Villar's typing that move, I just want to tell you guys, if you love how Ship Strike goes down, where you're in a chat with your team, you're talking about targets, etc., you will absolutely love Castle Strike coming out at the end of this month. Moves will be full team moves at each time. You will have time to plan, play defense, play offense. You're going to love the new version of Castle Strike coming up at the end of August. Let's go, Villar. Bunko, B8, C5. Villar trying to get some data. B8 is a miss. C5 is also a miss. Arc getting a little bit of the board uncovered finally. All right, Lexicon, you're up. Grizzly to D3. Did she get it? D3 is a miss. She did not get it. D3 is a miss. All right, let's go over to Julia. Julia, you're up. We will be giving moonstones to tonight's MVPs of each game, by the way. Tonight's MVPs will get a moonstone. Julia, Bunko, E4, E5. E4, E5 is en route. Julia, one of those two is a hit. One of those two would be a hit. Kel, you're up with Henny. Snowstorm to A3. Kel, Snowstorm to A3. Congratulations. You just sank a Arc battleship. We're tied, everybody. 1-1. Both ghost ships have been taken out. It gets a little bit more difficult from here, though. Henny and Julia both have battleships sunk. Gemstone, you're up. Match is tied. Jet has the board advantage, but Arc has a knowledge advantage. Gemstone going Grizzly to E5. Grizzly to E5 will break Cardinal seal. Cardinal lost his seal. Speaking of Cardinal, you're up. There are a lot of bonus items in the game for both teams to further evaluate. Could help you in different moments. I covered some of them at the beginning of tonight's match. We just hit the midway point of the match, everybody. Cardinal can play a max seal to himself, as he should. Cardinal, if you can type Bunko. Max seal to himself, Bunko, C7, D7. Cardinal, one of those two is a hit. What is going on here? These teams are queued up to each other. Jet with some knowledge. One of those two is a hit. All right, Julia, you're up with Sky. Vines to Chad, sad to E5. Vines will break his seal. Sad to E5. Chad, do me a favor. Res and restore for me. Actually, because there is a ice block on E5, Vines does hit Chad, but the sad grenade breaks the ice block. And there's not a bonus attack because has to hit the player. Vines gets rid of the seal on Chad. Chad does die. He cannot be resealed. But does not get credit because of the ice block. So no hit is given, but cannot be resealed. Still can play. All right. MPC, you're up. He is dead. He did res and restore. He cannot be resealed, and your grenade broke the ice block. MPC, Snowstorm. To C7. C7. Will break Julia's seal. C7 will break Julia's seal. Pope, you're up. Grizzly to E6. Max Seal to Julia. Max Seal is good. Grizzly to E6. E6 is a miss. Kel, you're up. Starting round 4. Funko, C6, C8. One of those two is a hit. One of those two would be a hit. Valar, you're up. Snowstorm to D5. Snowstorm to D5. D5 is a miss. Lexicon, you're up. Gonna go Vines to Julia. Grizzly to C7. Julia, res and restore. Lexicon with a hit. Welcome back. Getting hits already. Julia is dead, but still gets to play. Just can't seal herself. Julia, you're up. Snowstorm to F5. Snowstorm goes all the way over here to stay in pace. F5 will break MPC seal. Hendrix, you're up. Max sealed MPC. Grizzly to C6. C6 will break. Skylight seal. Gemstone, you're up. $20 left. We have a nail biter. Vines to F5. And a sad grenade. Vines to F5 with a sad grenade. F5 will break. MPC seal with the vines. Sad grenade will hit MPC. Kel, resin restore MPC. And Jim, give me your second attack. There is no hits and wait. We just play fast. There is no gotcha moment in these. I need a grenade, though. What type of grenade are you throwing? And we will get clarification on grenades when people throw them. So going Grizzly to G5. Grizzly to G5 is a miss. Cardinal, you're up. Vines to Sky, sad to C6. Don't think Sky was sealed or resealed. So the vines will fizzle. Sad to C6, Julia. Resin restore. You have not sunk a two-seater. You have one hit on your most recent boat. Jet did sink a two-seater. Jet takes the lead. A three-seater to a two-seater. What you have is what's on the board. You have not sunk E5. Okay? All right. There was an ice block over the top of E5. Cardinal, you sunk a two-seater. Cardinal, you get a bonus move. Cardinal played a sad grenade. Now gets another attack. All right, Cardinal throwing to E4. Cardinal, you're throwing a bunco. Give me a second target. Because you chose the bunco, you get to pick two targets. E4 and pick another target. E4, G4. Oh, that's a big X. E4 is a miss. And G4 is a miss. Skylight, you're up. Grizzly to E5. Grizzly to E5, and Cardinal was deemed dead with the vines earlier. I'll explain that to the captains later. And we have sunk a two-seater. Each team is now tied, a three-seater and a two-seater. Skylight, sinking a ship. MPC, you're up. Game is tied. Bunko, C1, A6. C1's a miss. A6 is also a miss. Each team trying to find that last boat. And Pope, Finish out round 4. Pope, your move. Funko, C1A1. Where's C1? Sorry. C1 is a miss. A1 is a miss. Kel, round 5, you're up. Funko, E3, E8. E3's a miss. E8 is also a miss. Villar, your move. 10 minutes remain. Who will find something? Funko, F8, G8. F8's a miss. G8's also a miss. Lexicon, you're up. Funko, D5, H4. One of those two is a hit. One of those two is a hit. Jet has some info. Julia, you're up. And Jet knows a little something. Funko, H5, H6. H5 is a miss. H6 is also a miss. Kel, you're up with Hendricks. Henny going Grizzly to H4. Pope loses his seal. Pope loses his seal. Gemstone, you're up. Jet is on the hunt. Jim's got to come up big. Funko, B2, B6. One of those two is a hit. Oh my goodness. We're going to have a photo finish. Wow. Cardinal, you're up. I can't put the max seal on Pope. I'd already called damage on the max seal. Once that was launched and Cardinal got his move in, we got to go with it. Sad grenade to H4. Sad to H4. Pope, resin restore. Cardinal, throw your second grenade. Cardinal, I need to know the type of grenade to H5. Going Grizzly to H5. Valar loses their seal. Skylight, you're up. Can Skylight come up big? Julia S. Skylight. Maxiel to Valar. Grizzly to B2. B2 is a miss. Kel, you're up with Problem Child. Vines to Valar, sad to H5. Vines to Valar, sad to H5. Valar, res and restore. Kel, your next attack. Valar playing a life raft. Valar is not dead. All right. Valar playing a life raft. Kel, life raft means she stays alive for one more turn. You know where she is. Grizzly to Valar on a raft. Valar, now res and restore, but that could be important. It saves you an attack. So Valar is dead, but she delayed it. Great move by Valar. Pope, you're up. Your team is still in it. Ark does get the final move. Grizzly to B6. Henny lost his seal. Henny loses his seal. Pope knows something. All right, let's go to Kel. Back to the top of the map. Kel, you're up. Max seal back to Henny is big. Grizzly to H6. Gemstone loses her seal. Valar, your move. Can Ark pull it out? They know something. Vines. I cannot make out what that is. All right, Vines to Henny, B6 Sad Grenade. Vines to Henny, Sad Grenade to B6. Henny, Resin Restore. Villar, Final Attack. Time is up. Arc is the home team. Grizzly to B6. Or B5, sorry. B5 does break Kell seal, but does not sink. Congratulations, Jet, winning by 1 seat. They were both on the final boat, but Jet edged it out at the very, very end. They knew where the last seat was. Arc was making their move. Jet in a nail-biter tonight. What an epic matchup between these two teams. Great job to both teams. Tonight's MVP is the Cardinal. Congratulations, Cardinal. Sinking that ship and getting another hit. Cardinal gets a moonstone. And to everybody else that played tonight, whether you're at home or on the road, great job tonight. It was a good match. It was a good match. It got very intense toward the end. 2 different strategies. Jet just getting enough information with those early torpedoes. All right. I don't know if we can top that one, but we're definitely going to try. Team Sly and Team Vox. Let's go to the Vox port. We're going to start this one at 9:33 is the start time. And our lineup is as follows. Going first, we got Deadly Dimes. Dimes will be followed by Dr. Die. They're both captains. Then we got Bones going second for Sly. Then we got Trigger. Then Ocean Man. Then Cat. Then Animal. Then Rambo, played by Trigger. Football Master and Sir Tim. Not to sway any way or the other. If Sly wins, they're in first place. If Vox wins, we will have a 4-way tie for first place. That's crazy. All right. Let's get this thing going. Deadly Dimes, you're up. This has a lot of impact. Either Sly will be alone by themselves, or if Vox wins, a 4-way tie. All right, Dimes, let's go. She's got Snarky. North 2. Finally get a Snarky play. Snarky will start North 2. And the first uncover is H2, and that would be a miss. Seal Bunko, C3G7. Playing a seal. C3 is a miss. G7, also a miss. Dr. Die, you're up. Snarkies might have made a difference last game, too, for both teams. No Snarkies were played in that game. Dr. Dye says, I'm going torpedo mode. I like it. Dr. Dye, B6, D4, E5. One of those three is a guaranteed hit. One of those three is a hit. Dr. Dye getting some info early. Bones, you're up. Seal and a Bunko. And remember, I'll read it twice. Bunko to G2, E3. Bones playing a seal. Bunko, G2, E3 is en route. G2 is a miss. E3 is also a miss. Trigger, you're up. Trigger's next on the board. Trigger playing Snarky East 2. That'll put us at B1. B1 is a miss. Man, Snarky's going right there, going to devour Amy. Dropping a seal and a sad to B6. I like the gamble. I like the gamble. Playing a Snarky to E2, dropping a seal, and a sad to B6. I've read it twice. It is en route. But B6 was not a hit. Trigger taking a chance early. I understand why she did it. Playing that sad grenade, hoping for a second attack. All right, Ocean Man, you're up. Ocean Man must feel at home in the ship strike event. Ocean Man dropping a seal. Bunko, F6, D4. Seal, Bunko, F6, D4. Dr. Dye, it is en route. F6 is a miss. D4 is also a miss. Cat, you're up. Cat dropping a seal. Grizzly to D4. Grizzly to D4. is en route. D4 is a miss. Animal, you're up. Animal dropping a seal. Playing the long game. I like it. Funko, B7, F3. Animal with the seal. Funko, B7, F3 is en route. B7 is a miss. F3 is also a miss. Trigger, you are up with Cyborg Rambo. We kind of knew where this was going, right? Trigger dropping, Rambo dropping a seal. Grizzly to E5. Dime says wait. Playing a blue. Slowing it down a little bit. Football, you're up. First blue of the game used by Dimes. Football dropping a seal. And going Bunko. C6, E4. Playing a seal. Bunko. C6, E4 is en route. C6 is a miss. E4 is also a miss. All right, Sir Tim, you're up. Sir Tim playing a seal. Grizzly to E5. Dime says wait. Using the prevention. Back to the top. No hits yet. Obviously, we know a little something. Dimes, round 2. You're up. Snowstorm to F5. Snowstorm to F5 is en route. F5 is a miss. All right, Doc, we got a little sneak peek preview You're up. Let's see the real move. Sorry, that was supposed to go to H5. That was supposed to go to H5. It's a miss. And that is the tile I checked. Was H5. Doc playing a seal. Snowstorm to E5. Dimes. You gonna let it fly this time? All right, she's gonna let it fly. E5. Will break Bones' seal. All right, two things. I am going to do a snarky check for both teams. So E5 breaks the seal. So, Doc, your snarky check is going to be B2. B2 is a miss. Dimes. Your snarky check will happen at the end of Bones' turn. Bones, your move. Max seal herself. Bunko E1 B4. E1 is a miss. B4 is also a miss. Deadly Dimes, you're snarky. Hits pay dirt. Next available spot. There is somebody there. Snarky has hit a target, uncovered a target, Snarky disappears. All right, Snarky's off the board, but we do know there is something at F2. Well done for our pet shark. Trigger, you're up. Is that the first time Snarky's ever found a target? Maybe. Trigger. Do we have Trigger? I hope we have Trigger. She's playing 2 characters. Vines to Bones. Sad to E5. Vines to Bones. Bones. Res and Restore. Trigger with a hit. Trigger. Second attack. Grizzly to F5. Second attack is a Grizzly to F5. Dimes. Read it once. Grizzly to F5. It is waiting. All right. Judas to F2. Doc. They're redirecting that to F2. Dimes using her last ability. Let's see what Doc thinks about it. Going to Judas it back. All right, Dimes, they're going to Judas it back to F5. And this time, unfortunately, nothing you can do about it. Dimes loses her seal. And a dang it as well. Ocean Man, you're up. The emotion is real. Max seal to Dimes. Good time for that. And a snowstorm to F2. Max seal to Dimes. Snowstorm to F2. Doc, I've read it twice. It is en route. We will break Sir Tim's seal. We're going to break Sir Tim's seal. Cat, your move. Binds to dimes, sad to B5. Dimes, res and restore. Wait a minute. Binds to dimes, sad to B5. I got to go with B5. Delete it. B5 was the target. Sorry. Can't change the target once it's locked in. I'll get clarification on grenades and targets, but once you have a target, it is en route. B5 is a miss. Tough break there, but Sly will take it. Animal, you're up. And Dimes did not die. She did not die, so she is able to be max sealed. And a sad to F2. Dr. Die. Max seal to Dimes. Sad grenade to F2. Doc using a blue. Still has a prevention remaining. Trigger, you're up as Rambo. Do we have trigger? Vox, we might have some connection issues, but we got to go. We don't get trigger, we're going to have to skip. We're almost halfway through the game. I'm going to give her 15 more seconds as Rambo. I know, and I get it, but we are on a timer, so if somebody loses stream, I'm going to give you a little bit of courtesy time. But bad weather, unfortunately, is a part of the ship strike. So we got the move in. Binds to dime, sad to F5. Dimes, res and restore. Trigger, your second attack. Give me your second attack. Grizzly to F1. Grizzly to F1 is a miss. Football, you're up. Football and insert Tim. Sad to F2. Doc. Got a sad coming to F2. Let me know if you're going to use your final prevention or let it hit. All right, prevention. All buffs, all preventions are used. Going forward, these will automatically go. Sir Tim, you're up. Be ready, everybody. The game is going to move fast. Sir Tim going to max seal himself. Funko, D5, G5. One of those two is a hit. One of those two is a hit. Dimes, you're up. Vines to Sir Tim. Sad to F2. Sir Tim, res and restore for us. Dimes. Second attack. Snowstorm to E2. Snowstorm to E2 is en route. E2's a miss. Doc, before your turn. Let's go Snarky. Snarky heading out to B3. B3's a miss. Doc, you're up. Snowstorm to D5. D5. Football Master losing his seal. Bones, you're up. Snowstorm to F1. Snowstorm to F1. Going to break cat seal. Trigger, you're up. Snowstorm to G5. Snowstorm to G5. G5 is a miss. Ocean Man, you're up. Max Seal to Football Master. Another opportunity. Sad to F1. Ocean Man sinking a two-seater. Sly sinking her first battleship. Ocean Man getting it done. Going to be up for MVP. Ocean Man, give me your second attack. Snowstorm to D7. D7 is a miss. Because Ocean Man, sometimes you got to throw that D7. All right, let's move on. Cat, you're up. Bunko, C8, H7. C8's a miss. H7's also a miss. Animal, you're up. Snowstorm to C8. C8's a miss. Trigger, you're up as Rambo. Trigger, up as Rambo. Last call. Snowstorm to H4. Snowstorm to H4. H4 is a miss. Football, you're up. 18 minutes left. Snowstorm to G5. G5 is a miss. Sir Tim, you're up. Vines to football. Nice move by Sir Tim. Sad to D5. Football, res and restore. Vox has jumped into the lead with a 3-seater. Vox taking the lead, 3-2. Sir Tim, give us your next move. Sir Tim now taking the lead in MVP, slightly over Ocean Man. Needs Sir Tim's second attack. Last call, Vox. 10 seconds to get his second attack in or we skip. Bunko, E7, D2. E7 is a miss. D2 is also a miss. All right, we are going on to round number 4. Deadly Dimes, you're up, round 4. Each team with a ship, but different size ships. Bunko, E6, B2. E6 is a miss. B2 is going to break an ice block. A miss and a broken ice block. Doc, before your turn. Snarky going to head out to B4. Nobody at B4, but your Snarky's still alive. But B4 is now a miss. Doc, you're up. $14 minutes. Another super close game. Bunko, F3, C2. F3 and C2. Wow. That might be the move of the night. It is a Bunko, and it is a double hit Bunko. Ocean Man loses his seal. And we light it up, which means, well, you know what it means. So Doc hit 2 boats with 1 shot, and because she called them both, she does get credit for both. Bones. You guys got to play fast. Bones, you're up. B2, C5. Can Bones match that? Anybody can. B2 is a miss. C5 is also a miss. Trigger, you're up. Doc certainly turned the tables really, really quickly. Sad to F3. Ocean Man, res and restore. Trigger, your second attack. We don't see a double Bunko often, but when it happens, I know football got one before to turn the whole game around. Trigger, second attack. 10 minutes to go, everybody. Grizzly to C3. Grizzly to C3 will break the ice block that's covering C3. Ice block is gone. Ocean Man, you're up. Gonna need to pull a rabbit out of the hat, Team Sly. Vox is marching. Bunko, F8, A5. One of those two. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. Ocean Man with a double as well. He needed it. He got it. Wow. We got Ocean Man breaking Rambo's seal. And a fire. The exact same thing happened to the other team. Oh my goodness. This is going to be an epic finale. Wow. Ocean Man coming up huge. Cat, you're up. Sly just got right back into the game with that shot. Both teams have extensive knowledge of the other team right now. Max seal to Rambo, you got it. Who will execute better? Sad grenade to C3. All right, Cat. Your next attack. Will she guess right? Now, that did not sink a boat, so that tells her something. Which she kind of knew that anyway, because you know which ship it is. We're not saying anything that players don't already know. Grizzly to C1. Oh my goodness, she missed it. Cat, she had a shot and she missed it. Opening up the door. Animal, you're up. Vines to Rambo, sad to F8. Trigger, res restore. Animal, give me your second attack. Plenty of time left, everybody. Five minutes to play. Get those moves in. Grizzly to G8. Grizzly to G8 is a miss. Oh no, Animal and Cat both missing in clutch throws. All right. Trigger, you're up with Rambo. You know these chats are going nuts for both teams right now trying to get these moves in. Actually, we don't have 5 minutes. We have 7 minutes because we started at 9:33. We have 7 full minutes. Trigger, need your move. Give her 10 seconds. You don't want to skip at this point in the game. Sad to C4. Sad to C4, sinking a battleship. All right. Vox, with their second 3-seater, means there's only a 2-seater left. Trigger, give me your follow-up attack. Zach, hold tight. Follow-up attack, Trigger. With Rambo. I'm going to extend the match 5 minutes. I'm extending the match 5 minutes. Otherwise, we're going to start skipping Vox's turns. So instead of 10:33, the match will extend to 10:38. Trigger, I need your second move. E3 Grizzly. E3 Grizzly is a miss. Well, let's see. Football, you're up. Sad to A6. Oh, football. Not the throw you needed. It's a miss. Sir Tim, you're up. Grizzly to F2. Animal loses his seal. Oh, no. Dimes, you're up. Can you hold on long enough? Sir Tim just got him some data. Dimes has got to pull some magic. Moving on to round 5. Max Seal over to the animal. He's still alive and kicking. Sad to A4. That's the hit they needed. Oh, my. Dimes. Your second move. It's all coming down to execution at this point. Grizzly to A3. Dime sinking a ship. It is now. Vox with a slight lead. Snarky is obviously no help. I think we know. Doc, it's your move. What you got left? Vines to Animal, Grizzly to F2 for the win. Congratulations, Vox. What an epic battle. Wow, y'all played a great one. Y'all played a great one. It looked like Vox was in control. And then Ocean Man came back in a big way. And then Vox got it done right at the very end. And that means 6 games in, every team is 3-3. We have never had this in any level of competition in Play Dead Live history. Not in Faction Wars, not in any event. Every team now is tied for first place. Well done. I'm really, really loving the season. Tonight's MVP, Dr. Dye. Dr. Dye getting the Moonstone. Finishing off the game. So, awesome job, everybody. I enjoyed it. These are fun. If you're not playing Ship Strike, and I'm going to promise you guys, if you like these events, Castle Strike is going to be one of one. So you guys have a great night off tomorrow night, and I'll see you for Faction Wars. I think we've got Jet and Vox on Wednesday night. That's going to be a classic as well. You guys have a great night. Talk to you soon. Peace.